I have unlocked some pretty insane things. What is up, y'all? Today we're gonna get into what I experience, how I experience it, what it's taught me, and what it could teach you in terms of spiritual channels. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Mason. What am I? So I can experience things that are going to happen in the future. Sometimes it comes in a vision. A lot of the time it comes in just an intuitive knowing or claircognizance. Sometimes I can hear phrases or sentences like it feels like information downloading into me, and my mind and body are translating that information into senses that I can understand. So sometimes it puts words to the communication. So I say, okay, this is happening, okay. Or I see something, oh, okay, that's what's happening. Or I feel something. I just feel that something is the way it is, right? So I have friends, family, even strangers where I can sense what's going on in their whole being, the things they're struggling with, the thoughts they're having, the ways in which they're dealing with those things or masking certain things or hiding themselves. It's weird. I can feel other people's thoughts. I can feel other people's experiences in a way that blurs that line between separateness, where I can see, oh, I'm actually interconnected with this other person's consciousness. A good example is I recently went through something really hard emotionally. I went through a kind of an extreme betrayal from someone who was very, very close to me. It was very sudden and very stark of a change. And I could not understand why it happened. I was trying to make sense of it, trying to rationalize something that just felt so irrational to me. Trust me, I went through every possible thought my mind could have. Nothing really clicked. I would kind of understand aspects of it, but not in a visceral way, because it's something I couldn't relate to. But, I was really just kind of purging this emotion one night, and I opened myself up to this channel, said I just need to feel what they feel. I need to experience what they experience so I can understand. And within 5 seconds, I was overcome with this intense feeling of this depression and anxiety and this panicky feeling. And I was seeing things and feeling my way into what this person's experience was. And through that, a half hour later, I had this intricate, mapped out understanding of exactly what this person's going through, why they're going through it, why they made the choices they did, why they projected those experiences onto me, why they did what they did, and what they're actually going through now. Now, to a rational mind, I should not be able to understand that. Or maybe I'm just inventing it. Or maybe it's just your imagination. But when you can get beyond those rational mind thoughts, you can tap into the deepest source of truth. And what I think this channel is, while I can experience it as, okay, we all have spiritual guides, these beings that are here to guide me through my physical life and help me understand what pathways I shouldn't take, what pathways I need to walk, why I need to walk them, why I have the path that I have, what I actually need to learn from certain situations, what my purpose is in this world. I understand it now as these guides are higher aspects, more aware aspects of your own consciousness. So consciousness is just energy. It's just energy. And everything, all of creation is just energy. That's all it is. In its finest form, it's all just energy. And so in your finest form, you actually make up all that is. Your energy, your consciousness is all that is. This great saint in India, a great sage, an awakened master, an ascended master, as some call him, barely ever spoke. But one of his quotes was, "God, guru, and self are one." Very famous at this point. And so when I look at these beings as the guru of some sort, I can see that that is just me. From what I've learned from this channel is that from a higher aspect of my consciousness, I have laid out all of my set of experiences, all the bad ones, all the great ones, all these, I know emotional suffering in my life like the back of my hand. Maybe many people don't know that, but I've suffered a lot in my life. And those set of experiences are perfectly placed for me to live out so that I can awaken to what I am actually doing here. And that is what we are all tasked with. Every experience in your life is dictated by you from a non-physical perspective for you to live out for the purpose of awakening. If you look around in life, I think you don't even need to be spiritual to think like this. But if you see, for me, I've observed in life that all living beings have one thing in common, and that's that their existence always trends towards some type of growth, learning, or evolution. Everything that does not evolve dies out. This is this trend from the beginning of creation, if there was one, from the beginning of creation all the way till this point in time, we've trended like this. That is what existence in this physical world is. That is the purpose of it. The problem is that so much of us live in unconsciousness and we don't wake up to that. And so instead of doing what we came here to do and transmuting that unconsciousness into consciousness, transmuting that darkness into light, we perpetuate it. And that's what karma is. That's the idea of karma. Karma isn't just, oh, I did something bad, so something bad happens to me. But I mean, it is you reap what you sow, but in the sense that when I do an act out of unconsciousness, I keep the loop of unconsciousness going. And so more unconsciousness enters the world. It's all energy. But when I do a conscious act, that is an act that is aware of the fact that I am one with everything, I am not just this separate entity, then I alleviate part of the collective unconscious. And so in this way, you can really change the world from your bedroom. Ram Dass had a quote that is, the best thing you can do for another being is to work on yourself. And I think that's why it's important for everyone to experience and plumb the depths of their soul and to work through these things, work through your human things to unlock a spiritual channel, is because the more that I can come out of my own unconsciousness, the more suffering I can alleviate in this world. And the more naturally everyone else will start to do so. Because you cannot unshackle someone if you yourself are shackled. I understood that earlier in my life. I said, okay, I need to learn how to liberate myself from this trauma, this unconsciousness, this feeling like I'm a victim of reality. Like my circumstances are unfortunate, that suffering isn't grace, that suffering was pointless. And why did I just have to experience this? And my experiences weren't there for me. They were there happening to me. So the more we can learn to alleviate our own suffering, to burn up all of that which is inauthentic, to learn to recognize that your reality is coming out of you. It's not happening to you. It's coming out of you. Everyone is the teacher. It's all one. But the importance of that is that when you look around the world today, you see so much suffering. And it's been like that for so long. So much suffering, whether it's physical suffering, emotional suffering, mental suffering. There's so much of it. And almost all of that suffering is due to unconsciousness. When I'm unconscious of the fact that I am you and that you are me, behind this avatar, right? This avatar says, I am this thing. Behind that, there is this conscious awareness that is the same as in you. And when I'm not aware of that connection, then it's easier for me to disconnect myself from you and say, well, no, I'm not the same as them. When it's me versus them, when it's us versus them, I suffer because I'm isolated, I'm disconnected from everything. And when I'm suffering, I'm isolated and disconnected from everything, I hurt other people. I cause more suffering because then I start to act out of, I am different from you. I don't care about your emotions. I have my own emotions. I don't care about your experience. I have my own experience. And you see that happen on on a global scale. People just not caring about other beings' experiences. And so it's very important to do this for yourself and know that even though I've talked about some really far out things, some crazy things that I can always expand upon, that I am not special. I am you. You are me. We are one. And your life is here to burn out the things that are making you believe that that is not reality. I have seen it. I have seen it. I have experienced the life I'm going to live in the future. I've met my future kids. I've experienced lives in completely different realms, in different forms, with different roles. I've experienced life on a higher plane, on higher planes. And I want to say, when I talk about higher consciousness and higher planes and higher energy, I'm saying higher, not in the sense of it's locationally higher. I'm not looking up and saying, oh, there I am. It's described that way because a higher plane or a higher form of consciousness encapsulates this one, encapsulates these lower vibrational frequencies that are less aware, less conscious. Consciousness, literally, if you just think about it, just means aware. How aware are you of all that is? And from this, our default state of consciousness, as we know, we can only see 0.0035% of the light spectrum around us, that we aren't super aware of how things work. And it's designed that way because if we were too aware, we couldn't do what we're supposed to be doing here. But what we're supposed to be doing here is waking up to that fact. And this is the weird part about it. Whether you wake up to that fact in this lifetime isn't really even up to you. What I want to leave you with is that I have experienced that my role on this earth, my consciousness coming and taking birth and incarnating here, is to be a light worker, is to transmute unconsciousness to consciousness, darkness to light. And that's why I have suffered so much in my life. Because only through a lot of suffering could I quickly burn out the things that I needed to burn out to get to this point and share this message. And there are other light workers out there. And what I want to leave you with is that we all truly, in the depths of our soul, are light workers. All of us. You just have to start with you. You have to go within. And you can experience all the things I'm talking about for yourself. Allow the other, that higher aspect, your soul, your higher self, God, to guide you back home. I'll leave you with a quote. Ram Dass said, "We are all just walking each other home." Allow each person to walk you back to yourself. So if you resonated with any of this, please leave a like and follow, subscribe for more. I'm going to be talking more about things like this all things about the human experience, the spiritual experience, where those things intersect, all the things that I'm downloading, all the messages I'm getting, I will be making videos about. And yeah, I'll catch you in the next one. Oh!